Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday Tea with Evelyn. And I'm going to tell you, I am sipping green tea today I love my little Asian cups. I always love drinking out of these. But this is green tea today, just keeping it very simple. Green tea is so good it's just full of antioxidants and just so healthy for our bodies inside and out. Okay, so today let's dive into a little bit of being a lifetime learner. So I love learning. I don't know if you are uh, if you how well you love learning. I've always loved being knowing more. And one of the things that I remember when I was in college thinking, oh my gosh, there's always something to know and something to learn, because as soon as you dive into a topic, then there's so many subtopics underneath that. It's like, oh my gosh, now I need to learn a little bit more about that, a little bit more about that. So you think you know something, and then there's so much more that you know that you don't know. Does that make sense? You learn that you don't know what you thought you knew. And in our world, things are always changing, and so many updates and upgrading everything all the time, because there's always so much new information. But I will tell you, diving in and learning more is so good for our brain. It's so healthy. So I hope that you are leaning into learning. So let's talk a little bit more about that. But if you're here live, let me know. What are you sipping? What is in your cup? Like I said, I have the green tea going. Okay, so let's talk about first why we want to do some learning. It's just so good to keep our brains active. Just like we are doing. Hi, Nancy. Um, just like we are doing our exercises to keep our body strong, we need to do some things with our brain so that we keep our minds sharp. So, and let's talk about some of the things that we can do. So the brain, number one, your brain health is going to be important. It keeps, like I said, it keeps your mind sharp. It keeps those neural pathways strong, but it's also good for your emotional health. So, oh, so good. So I'm so glad, Nancy, you are drinking water. Good for you. That is so important. I usually have water with me. I don't have water in front of me, but I do have my tea here. Okay. Oh, good. You're learning some learning French. I love that. That is so good for keeping our brain strong, because it is so different. What I love about learning at different languages is that in English, we always have our adjectives before the noun. Like we'll say the beautiful green dress, or let's say the green polka dotted dress. Where in other languages, a lot of languages, at least I know, they'll have it flipped. So now you say the dress green polka dotted. So I love that, because you really have to keep your brain strong and being sharp about that. It's also good for our emotional well-being, because it gives us purpose and joy and confidence as we're learning things. Even though, yes, learning something new sometimes can be difficult, but it still really gives us that confidence and that sense of accomplishment. It also gives the social connection, because sometimes you're doing things live. And even if you're not necessarily live with people physically next to you, sometimes it is on like a FaceTime or Zoom or something, where you can still see people. And sometimes not. Sometimes it's totally solo, but it still fosters community, because there's other people going along doing that with you as well. So let's talk about some ways that we can do that. One of the things that I'm super excited about is being a lifetime learner. I have actually finally, I've been wanting to do this for a while, registered with the OLLI program. And I'll tell you what that is. It's on the campus of CSUDH. And if you're not in California, you may not know what that means. That's the California State University, Dominguez Hills. By the way, that's where I graduated. That's where my my father graduated, I graduated, and my daughter graduated. So we got 3 generations of graduates from that school. So they have an OLLI program. It's called Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. That's what OLLI stands for. So, they have this also in Orange County. That is so cool. So I have my course catalogs. I've been flipping through, trying to find what do I want to learn now? Like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing I want to learn? So I picked out a couple of things I'm interested in, and I just got to register for it. So sometimes you can actually be live and doing some things. What's fun about it is that you're learning things without having the stress or the anxiety of having a test. There's no test involved. It's just learning things because you want to learn and grow. And there's some fun things that you can do. There's other things that is that's a more learning style, like anything you want to know. Anything you want to learn, you can learn, because you can find programs like this. It's also in Orange County. You can do YouTube is probably like one of the ways a lot of people learn, is that they go to YouTube. Like, I remember I needed to snake a toilet a few months ago. I don't know that. And so I looked at a YouTube video and figured out how to do it, and it worked perfectly. So that was something that I was able to do. So you can learn on YouTube. You can learn how to do things through a podcast, or not necessarily learn how to do something from a podcast. Maybe the podcasts I listen to I listen to several different podcasts. So it's always learning something. And some of them are just keeping your mind and your soul just filled. And there's one guy I really like, Ryan Leake. Oh my gosh, I just learned so much from him about living a really fun life. I don't even know how to really say it about him, but his podcasts are absolutely fabulous. And then, of course, I listen to some business podcasts, one from my business coach and one from another person who helps me with my website. I listen to so several different podcasts that I listen to. I like to listen to Focus on the Family. There's on the podcast, because I don't usually get to listen to them on the radio. Reading books. Oh my gosh, I have tons and tons of books, both fiction and nonfiction. Lately, I've been diving more into the nonfiction because, again, so much I want to know. So much I want to know. Going closer to the holiday time, I know I'll be getting more into my fictional books because I love my Christmas books. I haven't attended in a while, but I've gone to like live lectures at a university just to learn something new and different. You can even join clubs. There's this club I said I was going to check out, and I haven't yet. There's a local community college by me. If you're in anywhere near the LA area, it's El Camino College in Torrance, or Gardena, I think it is. Torrance or Gardena, I don't know, like right at that, I don't know, the border. But anyway, they have an astronomy club, and they teach different things. I would love to do that. I haven't done that yet. What else have I done? Workshops. There's so many different things out there. You can just scroll on online to find things. You can find out what's in your community. But the main thing is learning something new, keeping your mind sharp, and enjoying life. And you might have more time to do that now if you're not raising littles. Like when you have like preschoolers and elementary school age kids, it's harder. But if you have middle schoolers, high schoolers, you're an empty nester, this is a great season to just be able to learn something. Even taking, I've done before too, like in the city. So most cities have this little catalogs, and you pick out classes of different things in your community. It might be like just 4 classes. It might be a series of things. But you can go, and I remember doing something like that for sign language one time. You can do cooking classes. There's almost anything you want to do. There's exercise classes, dance classes, there's so much. But being able to do some things that would bring you joy and confidence and give you purpose, it's going to help you age well, both in your body and in your mind, keeping your brain strong. And of course, if you've been anywhere around me, you know there's just different ways that you can learn from me. I have, of course, this YouTube channel. I'm always teaching something on my website, purpleessencebyEvelyn.com. I have digital courses there, and I have a workshop coming up. In just starting next week, it'll be 3 Thursdays in a row where I'm teaching you something. So it's a back to school series, and that's going to be pretty cool. I've got 3 different really powerful things set up for you, including workbooks. So there's another way that you can lean in. So if you can't find something in your community out there, but you are interested in anything with skincare or body care or your personal health, then I got you covered. I got you there. Either, again, my YouTube videos, my blog posting. So reading blogs, that's another way of learning things, reading blogs. But even if you can find things in your community or something online, that's going to help you age well. It's going to keep your brain healthy. It's going to give you joy and confidence and help you have more purpose so that you're going to be living your best life. So would love to know more what you want to be doing. I see we got French class on here, and Nancy's also would love to take a cooking class. And so I would love to take like an Asian cooking class, like learning how to do Asian cooking. I'd love that. So what is it? Let me know below. What is it that you want to learn? What type of classes would you be interested in doing? And where would it be out in your community? Where is it that you're going to be going to do those things? Because it's one thing to just have the dream of what you're going to do, but now we need to actually pull it together and get it done, have a system so that you age well. So remember, I'm here to help you rediscover your God-given beauty and vitality so you age well with grace, confidence, and purpose. See you next time, next video. Bye for now.